Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have what I'd like to say is the worst Ninja Turtle figure I have ever touched in my entire existence. But before we get onto that, I just have to say, a little apology to this man right here. Because I thought, when I was doing the review of him, I thought this man was like the worst thing known to sweet lord. Expensive, cheap plastic. I didn't like it. That's kind of it. But this is no personal opinion. This is no, I think. This is factual. Maybe. I might be going a little overboard, but still. Bringing him in for a little look. This figure right here is disgusting. This is the Best Action, maybe Royal Subjects. I don't know what the actual brand is called, but the Cartoon Ninja Turtles line for them. This is the next episode in Sewer Searching, which actually this guy came out at the last minute, just of time of recording. I got him yesterday. I went to Walmart, picked up this man, got lucky, and found the April O'Neil Ultimate, and I got the Casey Jones and April 2-pack as well. This man, sadly though, I also got yesterday. So he is a surprise appearance, I guess you could say. Someone I wasn't expecting, but I was thinking about it when I first started the line, or the series. I knew this figure, like this line existed, so I figured I'd have to get something in. It was a mistake. Just to get it off the bat right now, this guy is not a definitive Ninja Turtle, not even close. I don't think at all. But, I won't spoil it. We'll wait to get into it. So, getting him out of the way, looking at the box. Right off the bat, this is one of the worst boxes I've ever seen in my life. Not design-wise, but I guess just use-wise. I could not figure out how to open this box. You can see I got it from the side and I ripped it a little bit. And obviously, you're not supposed to open it from the side. It's, I think, a bottom open, which is very weird. Don't think any figure company ever has done that. Other than that, the box ain't too bad. Pretty decent stuff. I like the art on the sides, and inside they got a decent, this red thing has a bunch of Ninja Turtles on it. I don't know if it's reused art or new. Kind of cool. Got that man in the bottom, logo. But we don't care about the box, especially in this case. Could not get that man open. But now we're back to this, sadly. And we'll bring him in for some paint sculpt. Right off the bat, the face is just despicable. I hate this face more than anything known to man. If you already can't tell what's wrong with it, just by looking at it, it is just, the face, obviously, as you may know, for real life, a bandana is over your eyes, so your eyes are going to be sunken into the bandana. Giving an example here, we'll bring out the NECA Leonardo. You can see the eyes are set in on the bandana. This man is not. So it almost, I guess, ruins the illusion of actually wearing a bandana. And it more looks like he's blind and he just drew eyes on the bandana to make it look like he's awake or something like that. And it just really doesn't work. And even on top of it, you can see the eyes are so, fuzzy, I guess is a good word. The paint is very thin. You can almost see the red through the white. And it is not good at all. The look, just bringing in the other face sculpt too. This guy did not catch the look of the Ninja Turtles. I feel like it's something that straight on, not bad. But from any other angle, it just gets worse and worse. So it's a good reason of why the Ninja Turtles should stay in 2D and not become 3D. It can get a little uncanny. So moving on down now. The overall sculpt, not too bad, but it really seems like it was maybe a statue or a less articulated figure that they decided to pump up with the articulation. And you can really tell by how just badly implemented a lot of this articulation is. Half of it doesn't work, half of it is so loose, it's almost pointless to have it because it'll just flop back into place. And then, again, some of the cuts are so nasty. It's are those even the same thighs that go to this figure? Where do you get those? So for paint, too, there isn't much paint on the actual figure itself. You have the R on the middle over here, which is pretty sloppy, a little bad, a little bit of scuffing. And then the face, and that's kind of it. I'm pretty sure, yeah, no sculpt or paint on the shell, no nothing. The bandana may be sculpted in red and then painted that on. The teeth are pretty bad. I think it was sculpted in green and then painted over, so with some spots you can see the green poking through, which I guess you can't be too mad about because the Ninja Turtles, I don't believe, have pearly whites, so if they're a little green, you can just say it's like sewer gunk or something. But now, moving on to just about the painful part. The articulation. On the head here, it is a single ball, like no ball peg, just a ball on top. So you really don't get much articulation at all. Very tight as well. A little bit of pivot, a little forward and back. Of course, you get your super tight side to side. And just to leave a note, when this is the head that comes with him first, this is the interchangeable one. And I could not get this head off him for my life. I had to go Super Saiyan 6 over here, Super Saiyan 77 to pull the head off, and I couldn't even, like, it still wouldn't budge. So I had to get some heat, then getting this head on, oh my god, it was just as bad. So it was a mess, and so I didn't change that out, just to let you know. And the one good thing, I think the plus of this neck having practically no articulation and just being a ball, is when you're wrestling with it like that, you don't really have to worry about it breaking, which I'm pretty sure it wouldn't break at all with the head. Like, if you twist it around, I don't think you chew off the peg or anything. I think you'd be pretty good either way. So it's a plus with a minus, I don't know. Now coming down to the shoulders here, they come up about that far. They usually cut it more so you can see the top and it gets a lot more range, but they didn't do that. The butterfly joint, like I said, not too bad, but super loose to the point where, you know, the arms just be flopping. Then at the bicep here, this is one of those parts where I was saying it looks like they just kind of cut the figure. Like, that articulation was not well implemented. The double jointed elbow here looks pretty bad, works pretty bad. Bad and bad go hand in hand. Speaking of hands, right here we got our usual swivel and then a hinge up and down, which I don't know why, but almost every single hand on this figure, the peg is on an angle coming out. Like, it's not on an angle coming out of the hand altogether, it's just the peg is bent to on an angle, so everything is kind of off a little bit. I don't know. But now, again, moving on to the torso articulation, which I believe is the worst part of this figure. So on the side, and when I was looking at it in the box, I was hopeful for this. Like, it has a good setup for decent articulation. But then, let me rip this man in half here. They flopped. They dropped the ball. You can see there's a double peg on the shell plugging in the back. There's the single peg there. And then there's this piece, which usually this would connect directly to this. And then there'd be a second ball peg coming out of there that connects to this bottom piece. But they didn't do that. And what that does is it makes it so pretty much the entire figure is just locked in place. Like, having the shell be locked to his back and then having the articulation like this, you get pretty much no midsection movement at all. You get a little back and forth, which you can see the middle piece splitting here, so that's definitely not what you're supposed to be doing. And no back and forth, no nothing. You get a little bit of swivel, and I guess that's your torso articulation, which really, it's disappointing, because what I believe this whole figure is a brand that went way, way out of budget to make a really good figure. And then instead of scaling it back so that it fits the budget they have, they just said, you know what, nah, do exactly what we're going to do, but make the quality really, really bad. And that, it sucks. Because if they were to just have made a solid Ninja Turtles figure for the price, which the price was only $17. Let me bring this guy's head in a little bit so you understand. The price was only 17 bucks for this guy. So if they would have just scaled it back a little bit, maybe cut out some of the articulation, cut out some of the double joints and make them single so it looks better, all that kind of stuff, this would have really been one of the top contenders. This would have been Playmates level, you know, something that's not too expensive, but it's good enough. Like, you get your money's worth out of it. But moving on to the legs here, it doesn't get much better. At the thighs, they kick forward, meh. They kick back, pretty alright if that's what you're looking for. Come out to the side a little bit. I don't know what kind of design they went for on these thighs. I don't know what the deal is. It looks like, again, they were trying to copy SHF. We're bringing it in here. You can see SHF has the thigh swivel where the thigh is a different piece and then it connects to that. It looks like they almost were going for that, but they didn't do it. Like, they kept the same look, but they didn't actually put the articulation in. And instead of having a cut there now, there's just the swivel at the thigh, which it really looks like the thigh is from another figure. Like, this piece is from another figure and they just pluck the leg on. It looks really, really bad. And not much more to say about it than that. Now coming down to the knees here. They don't work very well at all. They look, I guess. If the peg wasn't sculpted in red, it would look a little bit better. But you got some Christmas colors going on in there. And now, bringing it down to the foot. Very bad sculpt on the foot. I'm a very big fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle feet. And this is below quota, you know, this is terrible. Coming to the articulation on them, they don't kick forward very far at all. Kicks back very well for some reason. And then something like a pivot, kind of a swivel, kind of like a mix. I don't even know. The articulation on this guy is confusing. For a figure fanatic like me, I am very confused. In more ways than just one. Yeah. Alright, so now, moving this man out of the way, finally. I don't have to look at him anymore. And going for accessories. We'll start with the, we'll go interchangeable hands. And now I gotta look at him again, but you can see he's got these flat, kind of just generic open hands. Not too bad, good inclusion. But again, like I said before, you almost would have rather had him not included and the figure be better. Of course, here he's got his two gripping hands. Generic, pretty normal. Not much paint or any at all on this. And then he's got his fists. And you could probably tell they really didn't do a good job cleaning up out of the mold. Like, all the mold lines are so bad on the entire figure. And it's just, again, it gives that cheap look and feel. Like Marvel Select, they usually have sculpt lines on it, and it's kind of rough, but the paint and everything over it makes it so it's like, all right, you can forgive them for that. But this guy, I don't know if I can forgive. I cannot forgive, but I will forget. Now, moving on to his crappy size here. You may be thinking, you know, they don't look that bad. Some all-right paint on them. It's already chipping off with the mold lines again. You can see at the bottom. But again, as you can see, this is made out of the worst plastic known to man. I don't get why they did these at all in this plastic. It again just pushes the budget thing, because I don't know anyone who would ever want weapons to be floppy on the blade, let alone the actual handle itself. Like if I pulled one of his gripping hands here, it is actually so much harder to get the hand in because of the stupid floppy plastic, and it doesn't fit good. And because it's all that floppy plastic, the paint scrapes off so much easier. You can already see there's already scrapage on this side here, which I don't care. I'm not really big into it, but it's just one of those, it's again making a problem yourself and then having the option to fix it, but then not fixing it, and it just makes it worse overall. So next weapon we got here, I think it might be a big knife, big throwing knife. That's kind of what it looks like, a throwing knife that they scaled up. Either that or it's one of those just generic stabby weapons. So again, just quick to bring it up. On the back of the box, you might have saw it earlier, they got the multiple accessories thing, and you can see every single accessory is painted on that. The size, the ninja star that I haven't shown yet, and the whatever this stabby device is. But as you can see when I bring them all in, there is no paint at all. And this again even just pushes more that they had too much and the budget just couldn't handle it, so they had to cut back. And it really ruins the figure. Like, I think if this was a decent figure, like they just scaled it back a little bit, it would be almost a perfect cheap Ninja Turtle. Like, it would be exactly what we were looking for a cheap Ninja Turtle that's not $900 or $500 for all of them at once. And I think that's what's most disappointing about these guys, is they had so much potential and they flopped it. So we'll move on now to comparisons. Just so you guys know what we're messing with here, we zoom it out. We're bringing all the rest of our members from the SEWER searching line. Excuse me. We got the SH Figure Arts right here, which no comparison. No, I plead the fifth. NECA here. Playmates, which I think would be the closest to this like quality, which that's even disgraceful to Playmates. And then Super 7, who I apologize to because I was way too harsh and did not know how low the bar really goes. So you can see we got our boys here. We got the gentleman loaded up, looking pretty good. I don't know why the quality of focus just died. But we're in. This is our line of SEWER searching. This is what I have so far. And this guy, if you guys watched the first video, you know this man actually is a last-minute introduction because I found him at Walmart. When I first went with the SEWER searching line, I had these guys in mind, but I just had never actually found one. And now that I did, I wish I didn't, because it might have been better without it. But there we go. There's a little lineup. I'm not going to say yet who I personally believe is the best, but it is chosen. I do have a favorite. So let me know who you guys think is the favorite now that we had them all laid out like this. The reviews are not done. There is still the Figure Arts Leonardo that's got to come out eventually. I actually do not have that video recorded right now because the first one I recorded sucked, so I decided to get rid of it. So now, that's about all I've got to say. We'll put Bebop and Rocksteady in there just to give some people some hope, just to make sure it's not bad. And then that's about it. Final thoughts on this guy. I really do believe they flopped it. This could have been like perfect for kids to get into collecting figures. You know, it's got good articulation, decent amount of accessories, but I feel like this would almost make people not want to get into figures. Like, I'm spending that much, or I'm spending 20 bucks, and this is what I get. Oh Lord, forgive what I get if I put even more money in, you know? So I think not the best, but also not the worst. Could be a good thing for, you know, if you got a kid, you want to give your kid a Ninja Turtle toy, but you don't want him to destroy your NECA one. Just get on this one. It's almost like, that's actually not a bad thing. It's well, not a bad idea, I guess. It's pretty much the children's version of like an SHF. I guess it's not too bad. I think the light died. Yeah, we done. The light is dead. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Do not recommend this figure if you have the rest of them. If you don't have a lot of money to spend on figures, but you still want a collection of turtles, this actually is not bad at all. Between this and Playmates, I'd say there's some decent options to get some decent figures for not the most expensive. Because that's the main draw, I'd say, of this figure is the price. It is so cheap. You could go with your mom at a Walmart and she could say $20 and you'll be like, all right. Usually you can't get nothing now, like not even a Marvel Legends. But now you can get a Ninja Turtle. So I guess that's not the worst. All right, that's it. That's all I got to say. This is like my third time recording this video. I couldn't figure out how to get it where I didn't kill the figure too much and I still explained how bad it really is. So that's it for this one. Next sewer searching is going to be the final one, I believe. I don't know. I don't think I have another figure to just sneak in like this. But the last one is going to be the figure arts. And I'll see you guys then when we conclude this saga of sewer searching.